Wanted to do a quick review on a hydraulic press that I picked up here. It's Grizzly 20 ton. It's one of the new ones that they came out with. In general, kind of going to show the packing crate that it came with. It came packed in this box, and it's nicely packed in that particular crate. And I'm going to set this down so that this disappear for just a second. Getting everything out was pretty easy on that. All the parts were there. I was happy about that. Spent some time in an afternoon doing the assembly on it. The assembly is pretty straightforward. One person alone can do it. I'm just a little bit of a guy, and I didn't have any problems assembling. It's about 208 pounds. Most everything in there, probably 50, 60 pounds at the most for each thing, and you just kind of have to take your time. You can get it assembled. Like the construction on it. It's a pretty solid build. I like the fact that you can move the ram back and forth on it. That was one of the reasons I went with this versus a Harbor Freight hydraulic press. Once I got it assembled, went to the instruction manual tells you to bleed the hydraulic cylinder for the ram, and went through that process. And it tells you, it's like after you've opened up this bleed valve, pump it a few times and then close it and see if the ram moves consistently after that, after you close it back up. Pump the handle for the pump over here. Watch the cylinder come down, moving nice and consistent. It was all good. So then I go to open up the relief valve, and the ram will not go back up. I cannot get it to compress. It is like locked hard. I took a block of wood, put down there with a crowbar, and gave it a little bit of muscle. That thing wouldn't budge. So looked at the manual. It didn't really talk about anything for that. I knew it wouldn't. Called up tech support and talked with them a little bit. Came down to the guy. Goes, well, you've got a check valve. The ball in the check valve on the pump is stuck. And I said, all right. Talked with him about that, looked in the manual, saw how you could remove it. So I pulled it out, checked it, went to try to compress that with the check valve out, and it still wouldn't compress. So I called him up again, tech support, talked to him, and the guy's like, well, you're going to have to send the whole thing back in. It's like, that's 208 pounds, I don't want to do that. So we ended up talking, going, well, we know the pump is working, we can see the ram went down, and since I disconnected that hose that goes up to the cylinder and it still wouldn't compress, that would tell me that there's further up. There's a check valve that goes into the ram itself, or into the hydraulic cylinder itself. So I asked him about that. He said, yeah, if you pull that hose off and push that check valve in, you should be able to get the cylinder, the ram to go back in. So I pulled that hose off to put that in, and I barely could get it to move with that. So the check valve in the hydraulic cylinder itself didn't even make a difference on it. Called them up again. They said, well, you're going to have to send it in to have them look at it and decide if they were going to repair or send a new one. So I had to send it down to Missouri. So I'm kind of, as you can see, sitting here with no hydraulic cylinder right now on it. Nice looking press, but so it's in. We'll see what comes back from it, what they say. I'll probably be out of commission on this for a couple of weeks. But overall, like I said, the quality of the press is good. The quality control on the hydraulic cylinder obviously was not so good. I don't know if that falls on Grizzly or if that falls on the source where it came from, which more likely is the case, and just the fact that Grizzly gets it in a crate and doesn't do anything with it from that point. Other thing I'm going to mention is the reason I got this was I wanted to do some pressing of brackets. And I was looking at a really nice finger brake that you can get from Swag Off-Road. They make these really nice press brakes. Theirs are intended for Harbor Freight presses. And I didn't even really put too much thought into it. I couldn't find the measurements on this, just assumed, hey, it's going to be the same length. Bad on my part. When I checked with the Swag finger brake, it is about 7/8 of an inch wider than this press is, and it's not like you can shave that thing down. So it's like, the reason I got it is I can't use it for the main reason I got it, so I'm going to have to come up with another alternative. So if you're looking for one of those Swag Off-Road finger brake presses, keep that in mind. The small 20-ton press is not going to work for you. I don't know about the 30 ton that they have, if that has a wider between the supports. If that was the case, I wished I'd have gone with the 30, but I don't know what its width is. So anyway, just a little bit on that. Once I get some feedback from Grizzly, I will kind of put another update on how this is going with this. So there's a lengthy video, apologies, but you know, this is just kind of talking about stuff that I'm doing. I'll shoot another video at a later point in time.